I believe we need to reduce immigration significantly.
We'll be closing the care worker visa for overseas recruitment as well. We're going to introduce new restrictions on lower skilled workers, so new visa controls, because we think actually what we should be doing is concentrating on the higher skilled migration, and we should be concentrating on training in the UK. Yeah. New requirements to train here in the UK to make sure that the UK workforce...
Today we publish a white paper on immigration, a strategy absolutely central to my plan for change that will finally take back control of our borders.
On May 12, 2025, the UK Prime Minister announced significant crackdown and changes to immigration rules, a decision stemming from the recently published immigration white paper. This announcement has triggered a wave of speculation and concern, particularly among communities in Pakistan and other nations. The government's commitment to reducing immigration has raised questions about its implications for the workforce, economy, and social fabric of the UK. The UK government has outlined several key changes aimed at tightening immigration. Among these are restriction of some nationals from granting asylum, like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Nigerians and other countries that will be listed shortly. Restriction on care workers' visas. The government plans to limit the number of visas available for care workers, a sector already grappling with staffing shortages. Post-study work visa changes. New requirements will make it more difficult for foreign students to qualify for post-study work opportunities. This change is likely to discourage international students who play a vital role in the UK's higher education system. Dependent restrictions. Skilled workers and care workers will no longer be able to bring dependents with them, which may further deter potential applicants. Increased salary thresholds. The government intends to raise the salary thresholds required for skilled and care worker positions, making it harder for lower-wage sectors to fill vacancies. These changes have been formally published on the Home Office website, outlining the government's intentions and the rationale behind these new policies. The Prime Minister emphasised that these measures are in direct response to the promises made to the British people during the last election cycle. The government asserts that prioritising British employment is essential for restoring public trust and fulfilling electoral commitments. The rise of Reform UK, which captured a significant number of seats in the recent local elections, indicates a growing sentiment among voters concerned about immigration and job security. The administration's argument hinges on the belief that a reduction in immigration will lead to more job opportunities for British citizens. By restricting the influx of foreign workers, the government aims to create a labour market that favours local employees. The announcement has sparked intense debate across the UK. Many British citizens express support for stricter immigration controls, believing that it is necessary for protecting local jobs. However, there is also a significant portion of the population that is critical of these changes.
So we want to support all the sensible and good measures that will help bring it down. But we have a bill in Parliament right now where none of those measures are going in. We've been putting things in. He has been voting against them. Take indefinite leave to remain. We wanted it to be 15 years. It's too quick, the rate at which people get British citizenship. We need to do something about that. He's watered that down to 10 years and again kicked it into the long grass. But of course we want to see sensible measures on migration. It is far too high. My party has acknowledged that. But what I have done now that we are under new leadership is get everyone in my party to sign up to the new, much tougher proposals.
Supporters argue that the government is finally taking steps to address a long-standing issue. They believe that high levels of immigration have led to job competition, wage stagnation, and pressure on public services. Many feel that the government's actions are a necessary measure to restore faith in political promises and ensure that British workers are prioritised. Conversely, critics warn that these new rules could exacerbate existing labour shortages, particularly in sectors heavily reliant on immigrant labour, such as healthcare and hospitality. The restriction on care workers' visas, in particular, raises concerns as the UK faces a growing demand for social care services, a sector already suffering from a lack of qualified personnel. Moreover, the changes may have unintended consequences for the economy. International students contribute significantly to the UK's economy, and restricting their ability to work post-study could lead to a decline in their numbers. This might affect not only universities, but also local economies that benefit from the spending of international students. The political implications of these immigration reforms are significant. The Labour Party, which has traditionally been seen as more open to immigration, faces pressure to respond to the growing support for stricter controls. The rise of Reform UK suggests that there is a palpable shift in public sentiment, and the Labour Party must navigate this landscape carefully. As the government implements these changes, it remains to be seen whether they will indeed fulfil their promises, or if this is merely a political manoeuvre to regain public trust. Many analysts argue that while the government's intentions may be clear, the actual impact of these policies could vary widely. The economic ramifications of tightening immigration rules cannot be overstated. The UK economy has benefited from a diverse workforce, with immigrants filling roles that are often difficult to staff. Industries such as healthcare, agriculture, and hospitality rely heavily on foreign labour. By restricting entry into the UK, the government could inadvertently hinder economic growth. A decrease in available workers may lead to increased costs for businesses, which could ultimately be passed on to consumers. This situation poses a dilemma for the government, balancing the desire to reduce immigration while ensuring economic stability. The social implications of these changes are equally significant. Immigration has enriched the cultural landscape of the UK, contributing to its diversity and vibrancy. Stricter immigration rules risk alienating communities and creating a sense of division among residents. Additionally, the narrative surrounding immigration often fuels xenophobia and discrimination. As the government tightens rules, there is a risk that negative sentiments towards immigrants could escalate, leading to social unrest and further polarisation. The recent announcement by the UK Prime Minister regarding immigration reforms marks a pivotal moment in the country's approach to immigration policy. While the government argues that these changes are necessary to prioritise British workers and restore public trust, the potential consequences raise serious concerns. From labour shortages in essential sectors to economic implications and social cohesion, the effects of these reforms will be felt across the nation. As the situation unfolds, it is essential for policymakers to consider the broader implications of their actions and strive for a balanced approach that respects both the needs of British citizens and the contributions of immigrants. As this debate continues, it is crucial for citizens to engage in discussions about the future of immigration in the UK. What do you think about these new rules? Will they help the country, or do you believe they will lead to more challenges? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.
And let me tell you why. Because I know, on a day like today, people who like politics will try to make this all about politics, about this or that strategy, targeting these voters, responding to that party.